Hey everybody, this is Joe and welcome back to 360 Comics. We are at part 5 of our Bronze Age collection haul videos, the grand finale, the big ending, and of course the reveal of the one huge grail that I found in this collection. You know the drill already. If you like videos like this one, please hit that subscribe button, ring the bell for notifications, give us a thumbs up for the like, and leave a comment down below. Don't forget to also go follow us over on Instagram, and make sure you enter our 5,000 follower giveaway there. It's a nice little spawn bundle, and I'll be picking a winner this weekend. I'd also like to announce this is the next prize for our 1,000 subscriber giveaway here on YouTube. We are just under 900 right now, so I figured it'd be a great time to announce it. We've got the Amazing Spider-Man 317, an early Venom appearance in a 9.2 white pages from CGC, with this classic iconic cover by Eric Larson on the front, depicting Spider-Man kind of at odds with the alien symbiote costume. If you want to win this, stick around to the end of the video. I'm going to be telling you how you can win this, and also I'll be making a post on Instagram about it later this week. A very quick recap on this collection. I bought it from the original owner, who was buying off the newsstand from the mid-70s to the mid-80s and a little bit into the later part of the 80s as well. Mostly Bronze Age stuff, a little bit of copper, and all newsstand just about. There were only a few books that were picked up from comic shops, and the first couple videos had a bunch of different categories. You should go check out those videos in the links below in the description. But this video is going to have the books that are Avengers, as well as the Avengers related solo books like Iron Man, Hulk, Thor, and Captain America. We're going to do it right in the order of the MCU introductions of those characters. So let's kick it off right now with Iron Man. And don't forget to stay tuned for that big grail reveal at the end. First up, we're going way back to the era of 15-cent comics here with the Invincible Iron Man number 33. This is the first appearance of Spy Master. Not necessarily a character that a lot of people are really into, but a great key from kind of the shuffle over point from the Silver Age to the Bronze Age. Man, there were a lot of Iron Man stuff in the 50s. There was 50, 51, 52, and this book, 53 here. We've got the first appearance of Black Llama. Again, not a huge key, but a really great one. Awesome cover. Great, indicative of the time period. And this one's a bigger one. We've got 54 as well. This is the first appearance of Moondragon, the daughter of Drax the Destroyer. I know a lot of people are speculating on this character for the MCU, especially because I think Dave Bautista has said he's not going to be playing Drax anymore. I think after the third Guardians movie, he's done. I think that's what I heard. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I think people are speculating on Moondragon taking over. Unfortunately, this copy has a detached cover, which severely affects the condition, the grade. Luckily, it is all there. There's nothing missing from the book. The cover is just detached. It couldn't hold on any longer, which understandable. It's an old Bronze Age 20-cent book. Unfortunately, there was no number 55, the very next book in the run. First appearance of Thanos, as well as first cameo of Eros, Star Fox, who's now in the MCU. But hey, it is what it is. I'm definitely happy with this one. And we've got a couple more Iron Man books here. From later in the Bronze Age, we've got 163. This is the first appearance of Obadiah Stane. Not a very great cover, to be honest, but I'm actually kind of still surprised how low value this book is, considering, Obadiah Stane's made his appearances. It's really just a, $5 to $10 book, depending on condition. This is a nicer newsstand copy. Pretty fortunate to have that, and I might keep this one in the personal collection. This next one is a nice book, and again, another book that I'm probably going to keep. We've got 170 a few issues later. This is the first time that James Rhodes, aka Rhodey, aka War Machine, whatever you want to call him, dons the Iron Man costume, and first time he does that and appears as Iron Man. A lot of collectors love this book because it's an Iron Man key, it's a War Machine key, and it's a pretty important historical event in Marvel history here. And yeah, great book to have. I was really stoked to find this one, and that wraps up the Iron Man books. Next, we're on to the Incredible Hulk. Again, we're rewinding back to the 15-cent comic era with this Incredible Hulk number 140. This is the first appearance of Jarella. Not a huge character by any means. I haven't heard any sort of MCU spec on this character, but still a great book to have. Pretty cool cover at that. This next one, though, is definitely a big one, and you probably caught it if you were paying attention in the beginning of the video. I had it up to start. We've got the very next issue, 141, the first appearance of Doc Samson, one of the most iconic and important characters related to Hulk and Bruce Banner. And, he kind of starts off as an adversary, similar love interest in Betty, as well as, some competition, two great minds competing, kind of like an anti-hero character. I certainly wouldn't call him a villain, but eventually he kind of gets things together and teams up with Hulk, She-Hulk, and, man, who doesn't love those green locks of hair? But yeah, already had an MCU appearance, Ty Burrell from Modern Family, if you remember that from the Edward Norton Hulk movie, which a lot of people forget about. Personally, I really like that movie. He appeared as Doc Samson, no green hair, no superpowers yet, no gamma radiation as of yet. Who knows? Could he return? Probably not, at least not the same actor. I don't see that happening, but who knows? Maybe we'll get a cameo appearance or something like that in She-Hulk. Next book, we got 142. This one is a pretty big key. This one is the first appearance of Valkyrie, I believe in her true form. We're going to see her first appearance later, but it wasn't quite her. So this is her in her true form. She's got a great cover appearance, beating the crap out of Hulk right here. And, yeah, awesome, vantage point we've got looking upwards as well. Next we're moving on to 228, first appearance of Moonstone. I think this is the second Moonstone, if I'm correct. I might be wrong about that. Let me know in the comments if you know, but, again, a great cover appearance, for the first appearance of this character. This next one is nice, especially with the She-Hulk show coming, and this one is heating up, going from a $5 to $10 key to more in the $25 to even $40 range. We've got the Incredible Hulk 282, and in this issue, it's the first team-up between Hulk and She-Hulk. Now, we know that Mark Ruffalo is reprising his role in the She-Hulk series, but we don't know if it's as Bruce or as Hulk or as both. We're kind of getting some mixed messages from the various end credit scenes of Shang-Chi, as well as the trailer for the movie, and also just the last time we saw him in the MCU, he was Hulk. So we don't know. We might get him as both. I'm thinking it's probably going to be both, but we'll have to wait and see. Either way, great book to have right now, considering that show is on the horizon. We got a couple more Hulk books here, actually two of them. Number 290, this one is a little silly. It's the first appearance of Miss MODOK, and it's actually the only appearance of Miss MODOK. I don't personally think that this is a character we'll see, MODOK's there's been some rumblings recently. Obviously, we got the stop action animation Patton Oswalt show, which I have not checked out, but I've heard it's actually pretty good. And then rumors recently that Jim Carrey might be coming on as MODOK in the MCU. That could just be a baseless rumor, but you never know. And I doubt we'll see Miss MODOK join him, should he ever come to the MCU, but hey, we'll wait and see. It's a cheap book. This next one I think is undervalued. It is cheap. It's $291, and this is an origin story of Thunderbolt Ross, of General Ross here, and we've got him with a gun to his head, which is honestly a pretty shocking cover. We see guns on the cover with characters like Punisher, but they're always holding them, shooting them at someone else. We don't often, or really ever see this kind of a reference to suicide, which is a taboo and very sensitive topic, especially up this close and personal. I think this cover is fantastic and definitely very powerful. And like I said, it's the origin story of General Ross, a character that's been in the MCU since the first year of its existence. And are we going to see more of the character? Maybe he's getting kind of old. What's his name? William Hurt. But you never know. But yeah, great little origin story. And like I said, this book is real cheap. That's all the Hulk. So let's move on to the Thor. Before we get into the main Thor run, I do have 2 annuals to show you. This is Thor Annual 10, and this is the first appearance of Demogorge. I believe I'm pronouncing that correctly, the God Eater. And we've got Gore the God Butcher coming in the next MCU Thor movie, Thor Love and Thunder, out, I think, in the first half of 2022, played by Christian Bale. So pretty big character. We probably won't see this character alongside. They're probably too similar, but what I think they might do, which they've done plenty in the past, is they take 2 characters and they kind of combine the 2 together to create the MCU's version of the character. So even though they're using Gore the God Butcher's name, maybe it will have some references or some links, ties to this character right here. I don't know. Like I said, that's kind of a long shot, but at the same time, I'll probably hold on to this book for that reason. This also has the origin story of Chthon or Chthon, and a couple other of the gods. If you know how to pronounce that, if it's supposed to be Chthon or Chthon, let me know in the comments below. I'm always wondering that. Next Thor Annual book, we've got number 11 here. I love this cover. This cover is super awesome. And it's also the first appearance of, what's his name? Eitri? Something like that. Peter Dinklage's character from the MCU, the dwarf blacksmith that forges the hammer for them in, what is that, Infinity War? Or is that Endgame? It's one of those 2 movies. But he, I just read this, actually, I didn't know this. He is the the character that forges the Stormbreaker for Beta Ray Bill. And maybe that's a little foreshadowing on some books that are to come soon. But let's get into that regular Thor run now. We've got Thor 188, Origin of Infinity, and unfortunately, we have a coverless copy of the book. It's still a pretty decent key, but obviously the value is way, way down due to it missing the cover. Next book is 191. This one does have a cover. We've got the first appearance of Durak the Demolisher. Great cover appearance of Loki right here as well. And it's just a nice Bronze Age book, really early Bronze Age book to have. And the very next book, 192, this one is the last 15-cent issue, and it is signified by being red. The 15 cents is red there. This is the last Thor issue that was 15 cents before the big Bronze Age hike up to 20 cents. Next, we got 206, and this is just a classic battle between Silver Surfer and Thor. Great blue cover, that blue border background kind of thing from the Bronze Age. Minor key, we got first appearance of the 4D Man in number 208. And another minor one. This is the first appearance of One Above All. Now, this could have a little bit of speculation because One Above All is the leader, or the leader of the Celestials. So now that we have the Celestials after Eternals, maybe we'll see One Above All. Probably not. I think there might be like a name reference or something like that when they're kind of going through the origin and the history of things, if they ever flesh that out, but you never know. So I'll probably be holding on to this book. Next is Thor 293. This is the first appearance of Vidar, the half-brother of Thor, as well as Thor's 2 children. They all cameo in this, though. It's a cameo appearance. I think their first appearance is in one of the annuals, but I don't believe it was in here. Now, I wish I still had this next book. I don't. It would be number 337, the first appearance of Beta Ray Bill, but I sold it a couple weeks ago at that convention that I was at, and that is a great pickup to find from the late 80s, popular character that people are now specking on, and is certainly gaining some new popularity within the the readers of Marvel Comics, because he is once again in the books. I do still have the second appearance of Beta Ray Bill, 238. Great cover appearance as well. And 239, the third appearance of Beta Ray Bill, as well as the first appearance of his hammer, the Stormbreaker. Really awesome cover. Actually, I think out of all the covers, even more so than his first appearance, which is a totally awesome cover. I think these are all Walt Simonson, if I remember correctly. This one is my favorite. I like this one even better than his first appearance. Got a couple more Thor ones here. Pretty small keys. 341. This has a Superman appearance, and no, you did not hear me wrong there. I'm going to move some of these, but this is a Superman appearance in Marvel Comics. There have been a handful of those over the years, just references and things like that, as well as Marvel characters in DC books. Next, we've got 334. This is the first appearance of Malakath. This next one's kind of nice. This is Thor 349, the origin of the Odin Force, which is some of the powers of Odin. It's got a great cover featuring Odin on it. And then the last Thor book here, 389, the first appearance of Replicoid, who I believe is like a clone of Thor, which I wasn't aware. I guess Thor had a clone saga going on here. But yeah, that is the end of the Thor books. We just have Captain America and then Avengers, and then that huge Grail reveal. I will go quickly through it, so stick around. There wasn't a whole lot of Captain America in this collection, but we've got number 133 here, and this is the origin story of MODOK. I already talked about MODOK. I don't need to say it again. Speculation, Jim Carrey, Patton Oswalt, stop action animation, all that stuff. You know what the deal is. The very next issue, 134, they made a change. They added Falcon to the title of the book. You'll just see right here, we got Captain America. Boom, the very next issue, Falcon got his name up there. His first appearance was in 117, second appearance in 118. He wasn't in it for a little bit. Then he came back, probably due to the popularity of the character. People liked him, and he stuck around through the 20s into the 30s, and then got his name in the title. And this is also the first appearance of his sister, Sarah Wilson, who we met. I think the first time we met her was in Falcon and Winter Soldier. I don't remember her ever showing up in the MCU before that. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. The last Captain America book, still part of the Captain America and Falcon run. We've got 138, and this is the second part of the Spider-Man story. At least I think it's the second part. Maybe this is the first part and the second part's missing. The other one wasn't in here, and the other one has a much better cover. They both have Spidey on the front, but the other book has Spidey like looming over this like city street, and Captain America and Falcon are running away from him. This is still a pretty cool cover featuring the two main characters and Spider-Man, their special guest. But the other one definitely holds more value there. Like I said, only 3 Captain America books, so we're on to Avengers now. Yeah, I hate to do this, but we got another coverless book here. This is Avengers 83. This is the first appearance of Valkyrie, although it's not really Valkyrie. It is Enchantress pretending to be Valkyrie. That happens sometimes. We have Domino coming into the comics that way, who was being copied by Copycat. I guess they kind of paid a little bit of an homage to this with that story writing. But anyway, this actually holds more value, but of course, without the cover, not nearly as expensive as it would be. It's actually a pretty pricey book. As little as like $100 to being a couple $100 in good condition. Unfortunately, a coverless one is going to be way, way below 100. Number 85, this is a nice key to have as well. This is the first appearance of Squadron Sinister. Almost said Squadron Supreme there. But first appearance of Squadron Sinister. Enchantress is part of that. There was some speculation because Sylvie from Loki, she had some Enchantress vibes. She certainly was at least partially based upon that character. And a lot of people were thinking maybe the whole squadron will show up. Didn't happen. Will it happen in the future? Probably not. Who knows? But there was also the second appearance in this collection as well. But we're not going to show that. We're going to skip to this next book because this book is important and has a fantastic cover. We've got the Avengers 87. This is the origin story of Black Panther. Awesome cover with Black Panther front and center. The background is yellow and orange, making him pop even more. Great origin story of a really significant character, one whose popularity has grown immensely since the MCU's debut. And, we don't know what's going to happen as far as the Black Panther character. You hear that it's going to be his son, it's going to be M'Baku, it's going to be Killmonger, it's going to be Shuri as the next one. We don't know. We'll have to find out. But either way, this is a great key to have if you're a Black Panther fan, and it's much more affordable than his first appearance. This next bunch of books is actually part of a set. They go together. It's part of the Skrull-Kree War, which was just a popular run back in this time period. We've got 89, and these aren't really keys otherwise, but I felt like including it just because this was such a popular run. Number 90, number 91, and this next one has a little key significance. This is number 92, and it is the last 15-cent Avengers issue. And we got 93 here, and 94. Unfortunately, there are 3 more issues in this run, 95, 96, 97, and double, unfortunately. This one is missing the top part. It was a returned copy. It is what it is. I might try to keep these together as a set, but I'm definitely going to look out for the other 3 books in the set as well to try to at least get it complete. Last couple Avengers books, we got a classic Kang Key, and this book this was like a $5 book for the longest time. Now that we have Kang coming to the MCU, or kind of already in the MCU, we see the value of this book go up significantly. I've been finding this one in stores for under $10 pretty often, but it has gone up considerably. I see them selling online in high grade for up to like $40. But next is 162. This is the first appearance of Jocasta, who is a partner created by Ultron. And I don't really see that happening unless they do it with White Vision. That's all I could see. Maybe they do it with White Vision. I doubt it. But again, nobody knows what's coming in the MCU. They can kind of go anyway. I bet no one really had on their bingo card that White Vision was even going to appear in the first place. So, we'll have to see. This next one is 186 from the Avengers run. This is the first appearance of Chthon. I forget. I don't know how to pronounce that name. Also the first appearance of Magda, the wife of Magneto, who is the mother of Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver. This is the first time that it's alluded that they are the children of Magneto and brother and sister. Prior to that, they were just members of the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. This is where they get some of their backstory, some of their origin story. So a great book to pick up if you're a fan of those characters, of the X-Men, of the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants, anything like that. Great backstory issue to pick up. And we've got just a few more Avengers ones here. We got number 225. This is a classic Black Knight cover. Awesome looking. Front and center. Love to see it with the other heads of the Avengers around. And we know this guy's come to the MCU sooner or later. And I am really, really excited for that debut. Another MCU book. Man, there's a lot in here that are good for MCU speculation and stuff. We got Avengers 227, the second appearance of Monica Rambeau. If you watch my Spider-Man video, you know I have her first appearance as well, which is Spider-Man Annual 16. This is her second appearance, and she joins the Avengers in this book. Are we going to see her in the movies become the next Captain Marvel? Probably. I think so. I think Brie Larson's either on her way out or they will put her in a coma, bring Rogue in, you know, have that whole debut and end up maybe turning her into binary. Maybe. But I think we are going to see in the movie The Marvels, Monica Rambeau will become Captain Marvel. That's just my personal prediction. I might be wrong. The last Avengers book, we've got 236. This is just kind of a silly one. In this issue, Spider-Man tries to join the Avengers, and he is, boom, rejected. They do not allow him to join. They say, hey, go do your own thing. We got this whole Avengers thing covered. And very similar to in the MCU, how, Peter's kind of... I think Tony refers to him as like a contractor. They have him in, they bring him in when they need him, but he's not an Avenger quite yet. That's it for the books, other than the huge Grail. Thank you guys for waiting. Let's get to that. I need to tell you first that I honestly really never thought I would own this book. I certainly never thought I would find it in the wild, just up in an attic with no bag and board, original owner, and yeah, it came true. The crazy thing about this is you'll notice, hint, hint, there were Hulk books from the 130s and 140s in here, and there were Hulk books from the 200s. There was nothing in that run near this book. The ultimate Bronze Age, one of the ultimate Bronze Age grails, we've got Hulk 181, the first appearance of Wolverine, X-Men. I can't even, I could sit here and talk about it all day, from the Claremont run in the 80s, the late 70s and 80s, the animated series in the 90s, the movies in the 2000s with Hugh Jackman taking on a huge role as Wolverine, such a fan favorite all the way through those. Definitely one of my favorite characters as a kid. He's my second favorite X-Men. I'll be honest, Nightcrawler's number one and always will be number one. Wolverine, Nightcrawler's a hard costume to get. So I was Wolverine twice for Halloween, never Nightcrawler, but man, having this book and finding it, I almost didn't believe it. And I actually didn't see it the first time I went through the collection. When I was at the guy's house going through it, I passed right by this book. I shouldn't say I passed by it because I didn't look at the whole collection. I looked at most of it and, paged through, and it was all not bagged and boarded. And I was up in this attic and didn't really, want to spend too much time up there looking. So I made an offer for the collection, and I got home and I found this book. And man, I was in disbelief at first. I said this on a podcast earlier. I made eye contact with Wolverine and I was like, Wolverine on the cover of a Hulk book? Oh, and I looked up in the corner and I said, oh, it's 181. This is real. This is really happening to me. I had to convince myself. It took 30 seconds for me to really convince myself that I had found a Hulk 181, not bagged, not boarded, up in a dusty old attic. And I found it. It was there. I got to swing back by this guy's house at some point and give him another check because I did not realize this book was in here, as well as some of these other ones. So I'm going to pay him a visit at some point when I sell some of this stuff off. But holy moly, something I never thought I would have. Now, I want to do an unboxing video with this once I get it cleaned and pressed, and I'm not going to do it myself. I do not trust myself enough to clean and press this book. I'm going to have someone who is really good, way better than me, do it. I'm going to send it off to CGC, and I'm going to see what it comes back as, and I'll do a video for that, kind of where I guess the grade, and we see how close I was. More importantly, when I get it back, I got to decide what to do with it. I don't see myself getting rid of it per se. If I do get rid of this copy, I will likely trade it for a lower grade copy plus some cash or other comics. I want to own a Hulk 181. Everyone wants to own a Hulk 181, unless you really dislike Wolverine that much. But I'm definitely going to try to hold on to this in some sense, whether it's this exact copy or trading it for another one. Oh, I will never forget this. And there's a good chance I will never top this kind of a find. But especially nowadays, collections aren't there like they used to be. I've heard people going to flea markets and yard sales and stuff and finding crazy things. It's becoming less and less and less. Although I did just post that I found a first Hobgoblin at a thrift store for $10 recently. That was a great find, but this takes the cake for sure and probably will be at the top of my list for a long time, if not ever. Like I said, this book is sticking with me for quite a while, and I just want to remind you guys about that giveaway that I was talking about in the beginning before we go. The giveaway is going to be for that copy of Amazing Spider-Man 317. I showed it in the beginning of the video, and it is a 9.2 CGC with white pages. Great Eric Larson cover. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it away to a random person on YouTube. All you have to do is subscribe to the channel and comment on the videos from the months of October, November, and December. I'm going to say that again. Comment on all the videos October, November, and December. Now, you don't have to comment on all of them, but every single one that you comment on is a different entry. I'm going to pick a random video, and then I'm going to pick a random comment on that video. So go check out all those other videos, the ones from October, the ones from this month, November, and the ones from December that come out prior to me picking a winner. Probably sometime in mid-December, probably before the holidays, we'll hit 1,000 subscribers here on YouTube, and I'll pick a winner for that Amazing Spider-Man 317. Wow. I can't stop looking at this thing. I looked at it like every night before I went to bed for like a week or two, and every morning, first thing in the morning when I woke up, just had to make sure that it was real and not a dream. But man, it's real, and I cannot wait to send this thing out and get it back graded and slabbed, looking all nice. Thank you guys for sticking around. I know this was a long video and a very long video series. If you watched all of them, man, you are a trooper. Thank you so much. If you didn't yet, go check them out. Like I said, in the link below, there are the links to the other videos from this collection series, and we'll be back to our regularly scheduled videos starting next week. Please make sure you hit that like button and subscribe on the way out. Leave a comment down below. Follow us on Instagram. And until next time, turn the page, wash your hands.